sometimes you're dealing with people that are very fucking needy. And it's like just walking side by side next to them is like having a ship anchor tied around your neck. So, it's very, it's like a paralyzing feeling. You need one of these?
Can we
Yeah,
use one
go
thing?
for it. Yeah, here. No.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
of course.
Should I put your bag on this one?
That's okay. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, where was I? This is why I isolate as much as I do, because I would much rather spend time by myself than to be around people that literally drag me down and fuck my energy up, I'd rather die alone than to deal with some bullshit like that. Like, it's the type of shit where you start feeling like depressed and sad. Your outlook on the day, damn near on life, just completely goes down the drain. And you think something's wrong with you, but it's not. It's just you're hanging around somebody that has a fucked up frequency. They operate on a lower vibration in general, and when you're on a higher vibration, it's like mixing high quality like Sherwin-Williams paint or Benjamin Moore paint with like Valspar paint. The final product is going to be absolutely atrocious. You get the idea. It's like mixing something that's really high quality and high end with some bullshit. It's like putting Louis Vuitton or Hermes hardware, like their chains and their zippers and their clasps and their locks. It's like putting that stuff from Hermes and Louis Vuitton on a faux leather bag. And you get to a point where if you're like me, which I hope you're not, but if you are, you'll get to a point where you become so sensitive to other people that if they are not essentially positive and operating on a high frequency, they'll drain you. You just end up isolating because of that. I got some chicken curry ramen. Anyways, I don't know what I was talking about. It's dangerous. It's dangerous when you're so sensitive to other people's energy. And I know that sounds like some like hippie stuff or like some like witchcraft, but honestly, it can lead down a slippery slope where you end up just isolating from everybody. Not just negative people, but positive ones too. Now, if you're shy, and if you have social anxiety, that's a different story. But it's also the same thing. You get the same result. But it's sad when you want to like be able to talk to people and meet people, but you're just too shy or nervous. That just means you're insecure about yourself. When I was in my up until I was 27, 28, I was like extremely self-conscious to the point where, let me go further back even. I remember when I was 18, I went to Houston to visit my cousins. And one of my cousins was my age, the other was a little bit older. And the one that was my age really liked to party. He loved to go party. So he brought me with him one night to a house party of one of his friends. And at the time, I was like insanely insecure, really shy. I felt that I was really unattractive too. I didn't even feel it, I knew I was. I knew, and it wasn't just a physical thing, it was a mental thing. It was my outlook. The vibe and the energy I was putting out into the world, that was what was most unattractive about me. But I thought it was just physical at the time. I didn't understand that it was my lack of confidence that made me that way. Anyways, so we're at the house party, and at the time I was really into marijuana. Like I was basically addicted to it. And before I did anything socially, I felt that I had to smoke, which is absolutely stupid because, you know, when you smoke, it makes you like, at least it makes me, it would make me very antisocial and just awkward and just like not good with people. But I felt like I had to do it. Anyways, we're at the house party and everyone's having a good time. And because I was like already naturally shy and insecure and had no social skills, and you couple that with me being like under the influence of marijuana, I got really awkward. And there would, like, I'd be sitting somewhere, other people would come like sit around me and talk and stuff, and I would just sit there like super in my head and super awkward. And it may have not seemed like a big deal to anyone else there, but to me that was a super uncomfortable moment in my life. I remember just acting so awkward and like, I knew people were looking at me funny for being so awkward. Ever since that point, I got so embarrassed that I made sure that that would never happen again. And I improved, like I tried to work on my conversation skills. And one of the things I learned was, even if I felt super awkward in a situation, I couldn't show it. Like fake it till you make it kind of thing. And I don't know, it feels like I just woke up one day and I just was more charismatic and my social skills had improved drastically. I can't even remember the time where my social skills were that bad. You know, that's the funny thing about progress. You get so used to the progress you've made and you get so used to the new version of yourself that you forget there was a time where you were nowhere near what you are now. You forget because it becomes normal. And then like you fall into this trap where you really believe that you're stagnant, that you're falling behind. But you don't understand the leaps and bounds of improvements that you've made over the years. Because it feels so minimal, but it's not so minimal. But I'm the kind of person, I don't like to pat myself on the back. I don't like to give myself credit unless I really feel it, unless I really feel like I deserve it, which is honestly never. It's very rare that I ever feel that way. The only time I ever felt that way was when I was the reason somebody else made a bunch of money. That was the only time I've ever felt such a way, like proud of myself, is when I did something good for someone else. Anyways, I don't know, where was I? Yeah, I was really socially awkward. I had no idea how to meet people, how to make friends. It's just like, when I would be around other people, I was so in my head. And when I look back, it was because like, I think I was worried about how I was coming off to that person. But again, it all stems from not being secure and comfortable in your own skin. When you're comfortable in your own skin, here's another thing, and look, I know I'm gonna ramble. I kind of forgot what my main point even was, but who cares? We're just here chatting anyways. When I was insecure and not comfortable in my own skin, I remember whenever I would hear my voice, I absolutely despised it. Like it made me feel sick. And then like, again, I don't know when the line of demarcation was where things changed, but now when I'm editing my videos, I listen to my voice and I'm like, damn, I sound really good. And it's funny, like when you're confident, I'm not gonna say I'm confident, but when you're comfortable in your own skin, like even my nose, like I know aesthetically my nose is not perfect. I know aesthetically that I'm not the best looking guy that ever was. But at the same time, I know that I look good enough and that I'm the total package. Like, I may be like a 7 out of 10, sure. I may not be a 10 out of 10. But because of my personality, because of other intangibles I have, that makes me a 10 out of 10, you know? Whereas before, the only way I appraised my value was physical, was like how I looked. That was the only value I placed on myself. And I felt like if I didn't look that good, I just wasn't valuable. Which in a way was kind of good because it forced me to start hitting the gym, which I'm glad I did. Because that does wonders for you. Although it is a vain thing to do, it does wonders for you mentally. And it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. Like hitting the gym, it does something to your body and your spirit and your mind that not working out, like you'd have to do it to understand. I can't sit here and explain it to you. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what my train of thought I don't know what my point was in this whole video. But honestly, who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? I know that I don't have all the answers. And while I would love to give something back to the world, I know that just me sharing my experiences and what I go through is going to make somebody feel better. Because I know when I went through heartbreak and when I went through financial hardship, depression, drug addiction, I would always feel better when somebody else would kind of share their story and that had gone through a similar thing, especially with heartbreak. Because that's one of those things where when you go through it, you really feel alone. Like you feel like you're the only one in the world going through it. But in reality, there's somebody new going through that shit every day. Like every new day, another person is going through it. Like that's how crazy this shit is. Heartbreak can make or break you. If you're not careful and if you're weak-minded, it'll ruin your future in many ways. Anyways, guys, this curry ramen's really good. I think I'm at like 10 subs now. The only reason I know that is because I was on YouTube Studio and it just shows you like how many subs you have. But I don't go out and check for it. But I'm one of those people where external reinforcements, external approval and validation like motivates me. It makes me want to strive for more. You know, I used to think something was wrong with me because of it, but at the end of the day, I think that's just who I am. And I think that's just how I operate. And I accept that about myself. So I say that to say this. I would truly appreciate your subscription, you know, or a like, or a comment, or whatever. It'll just like, it'll give me that extra oomph to keep doing this, you know. But I'm still gonna do it, whether you guys do that or don't. It's just that if you do it, the next time I edit, I'll do it with a smile on my face, at least more of a smile on my face than I normally would. So, anyways, guys, I'm done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.